A heat dome has hit New York and many other parts of the country, from Chicago to Maine, with more blistering temperatures on the way. Like millions of Americans, my family, we sought relief and we headed to the town pool. Maybe you're going to the beach. I live in a now deeply Democrat suburb just outside of New York City, and I conversed with a group of moms. They had no idea who I was, that I was a host here at Newsmax. And these women, they are staunch Democrats, and we actually all agreed on every single major issue, from the illegal invasion to the economy, to crime, to Joe Biden's very obvious mental decline. We all agreed that under this Biden regime, we are all worse off. So then I said, well, the choice is clear then. Who should be the next president? President Trump. And they all looked at me horrified. One mom even said to me, I could never do that to my daughters. I looked at her kind of shocked. And she said this is seriously what she said. She said, I quote, I could never vote for a Republican. They want to legislate women's bodies. What if my daughters found themselves in a bad way? I said to her, okay, first of all, that's not true. Secondly, so you are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars more per year for everyday items, continue to fund this border crisis, skyrocketing crime, illegal invasion, this and that, just because you want to ensure that your daughters can kill their unborn child if they need to. She looked a little offended, but then she looked at me straight in the eye and she said, yes, absolutely. I am willing to make that sacrifice, she said. By the way, her daughters are 5 and 7 years old. After this conversation and many others like it, I can definitively say without hesitation that the millennial woman, late 30s, early 40s, people that look like me, they will continue to be the downfall of this nation, making irrational choices, gut reactions, and not based on the facts. Ladies, the real war on women is actually being perpetuated by Democrats. Missouri officers arrested these 5 illegals for kidnapping a 14-year-old Indiana girl. All 5 men crossed here illegally from Honduras, Mexico. That incident coming as New York City police charged an illegal for raping a 13-year-old girl in a Queens Park in the middle of the day. The suspect's photo you see right there, it was on every TV, every social media page. So then when regular New Yorkers, they spotted him, you can see in this news report, they took matters into their own hands. Literally, the guy was hiding under a car. Good Samaritans, they held him down until the cops came. ICE confirming that this same Ecuadorian illegal was supposed to be deported back in February of 2022, but ICE never detained him. That illegal is part of ICE's non-detained docket, aka guys on the run. Their cases, they've exploded to over 7.5 million. ICE is simply overwhelmed, and all of this chaos is being aided and abetted by Joe Biden's propaganda networks.
Our banner said, soon Biden announces legal protections for undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens. CNN's banner said, Biden announces new protections for some undocumented spouses. Here was Fox's banner, migrant arrested for raping 13-year-old in New York City.
Yes.
And so I think that's part of the problem, right?
Exactly.
Is that you have
That's
a lot of fear-mongering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that we know that when people have economic insecurity, right, when they're facing high childcare costs, when they're facing high housing costs, they are concerned for themselves.
Forget what Joy Reid just said right there. Did you hear her own member of Congress, Congresswoman Jayapal, laughing at the headline that a 13-year-old was raped by an illegal? This ain't funny, lady. Saying that Americans are upset about the border crisis because of economic insecurity? How clueless can you be? It's because illegals are killing us. Countries are emptying their prisons and mental facilities, and those criminals, they are coming here. This is not fear-mongering, Joyless Reid and Jayapal. These are hard, cold, real facts. 12-year-old Jocelyn Nagare. Let's, if we see her beautiful picture right there. She was strangled to death in Houston. The suspects, you see them right there. In her murder, illegals from Venezuela who came into the United States just weeks ago. They lured her from her 7-Eleven. There's some surveillance video there. You think this is the first time they've done something like this to a child, raped and killed them, strangled them to death? I mean, come on. Also murdered and raped at the hands of an illegal, according to police, mother of 5, Rachel Marin, in Maryland, while jogging. Initially, this was a cold case. Another case that now become the face of the crisis. Laken Riley in Georgia, a nursing student, also raped and murdered while on a jog by an illegal alien. And these cases, these women, these children that I mentioned, these are just the recent ones. I could go on and on with the number of victims that have been killed and brutalized at the hands of illegals. So let me ask you this. What do all of these victims have in common, aside again from being women and children murdered at the hands of an illegal? All of their killings could have been prevented, should have been prevented, and likely would not have happened if Joe Biden wasn't in office. So the next time you hear your Democrat friend or random person at the pool, beach, supermarket, or park or whatever tell you that Republicans and conservatives want to legislate women's bodies, you know what? Now you tell them. Damn right they do. They want to uphold the law in order to protect you so you and your loved ones don't end up brutalized or worse.